ESGR has been around for 1972. We have about 6,000 volunteers throughout the country. And the state of North Dakota, Jeanette, we get about 80 people, something like that.
60, about 60.
60 some, yes. And we're part of the Department of Defense, volunteer. So I'm a retired Navy and one of the Navy Dave known here at ESGR, and one of the few Navy guys. So, and it's always a great pleasure to be able to do this. And today we're missing our state chair, Delton Steele, who is in, let's get some appointments, but he lives at the lake in Minnesota. And so we always give him a bad time and being at the lake all the time, sitting and looking out his window at the lake. So I always ask him, where's your ice house out there? But no ice house for me. So, but we're going to do the Patriot Award, and Jeanette's got most of this on the screen so we can all look at it. And do you have the Patriot Award at your office, Perry?
Not yet. Hopefully tomorrow.
Okay.
We're out in the country. The mail takes a while out here.
I know I should have sent it to me. I could drop it off on the way up to my brother-in-law's farm. Well, again, with the ESGR, we all serve. And Nathaniel, we're going to start out saying thank you for your service, and appreciate that. Without the Guard, this country would be at a loss, and especially Washington, D.C. lately, which is unfortunate. But on the Patriot Award, you want to move up to the Patriot Award, Jeanette, and we can. This is an award that you're going to receive, Perry. I would love to have been there in person. We know each other, but the Office of Secretary of Defense, Employer Support of the Guard and Reserve, recognize the Perry Rust Sales as a patriotic employer for the country, for the contribution to the national security and protecting liberty and freedom by supporting employee participation in the American National Guard and Reserve. So Perry, we can't say enough to you and all the employers throughout the state of North Dakota that give so much time of their personnel, their employees, to be called up. And lately in the Guard, it's been like a 12-hour notice or something for this COVID stuff. So they've been putting, I don't know how many hours, though. I'm sure we'll find out. Colonel Baker, you may know about it, but it's just, you read all the time. In Fargo, there were Guard people all over standing at the tents just north of my house in the heat of the sun. And, it's just amazing. But we got to say thank you to Perry and all the employers who are willing to say, go ahead, take off. So, but we can move up to the next screen, Jeanette.
Whoa.
Along with the award, you'll get this little pin you can wear as you're out there making sales of scrapers and whatever else that you're selling now. Oh, wait a minute. You don't go out in the office. You sit in the office. You run things.
I have to direct traffic for these kind of people here. My job.
That's good. But that little pin will be in the packet, and also a pen from the ESGR. And they're good pens. They write well. So please use them. We'd like to send you 10, 12 of them and hand them out. But Nathaniel, I'm going to read this, but you can, you'll have some time when we're done here. You'll say a few words. Nathaniel said on this write-up that he did for you, he said, I started this job during COVID-19 response with the North Dakota National Guard. My supervisor went above and beyond with my work schedule and benefits. And that has really amazed me, that number of people, employers, hired these young people with that knowledge that they're in the Guard, and with no time they went to work. What a couple got called up before they even got started on their job. So Perry, his supervisor, has not said a word about my added National Guard workload, and already supported me staying on orders well into 2021. And let's hope that some of this COVID stuff will slow down and you can just go back to spending your time in the tents and the field, like I tease these guys about. So, but thank you, Perry, and I'm glad you'll get that award and hang it on the wall out there. And someday when we throw the masks away and I'm on my way out past Harwood, I'll swing by. So I also invited a couple friends of yours, Mark Langseth and Marianne Armbrust. And the other day I met Ben Bush, who
Oh, yeah.
in your neighborhood.
Yep.
It's kind of a small world. And along with this, you'll also receive what we call a statement of support. And that's what it looks like. And we have a frame that we'll ask you to sign and date and just post in your office. So when people come in, that they'll see that you're a supporter of the Guard and Reserve. And by signing the support, you pledged. And the first thing I get a lot of time when I deliver these is say, well, what's it going to cost me? Well, not going to cost you a thing, but just let your employee go when he gets called up. But you'll fully recognize, honor, and comply with the SERA law, which is a very long, detailed law. Will provide their managers and supervisors with the tools they need to effectively manage employees who serve in the Guard and Reserve. Appreciate the value, leadership, and unique skills that Nathan brings to your workforce, and will encourage opportunities to hire guardmen, reserves, and veterans. And you will continue to recognize and support our country's service members, their families, in peace, crisis, and war. That's a lot of the statement there, but again, we do ask that you sign it and post it in your office. And again, thank you to the employer, Perry, and your gang out there for all that you do. So this time I'm going to call on Nathaniel to say a few words. You can turn and look at Perry if you want to.
Oh, well, I don't know if you knew, but I actually took this job offer while I was on COVID orders. So that's kind of what made me start this whole process, is that Perry was willing to deal with me being on orders at the time, not be able to give a full 40-hour week schedule right away. And it kind of just made me realize how lucky you are to have a good employer in that situation. So felt like it was fitting for the moment, especially with COVID. It was a forever changing thing with FEMA orders to state orders. I may be on for 8 months, I may be on for 8 days, I might be on for 8 hours. So it kind of just went back and forth, and it was never any question of, oh, okay, just when you can come in, when you can't, you can't. So just don't sweat it. And with my past employers, it was not as easy. So it's usually kind of more of a hassle. So it's pretty nice to have that flexibility.
Yeah. Very nice. Well, thank you, Nathaniel. And again, thank you for your service. And Perry, a few words for us. I know you do.
I have a few. Well, it's funny. Nathaniel came in for an interview. He met actually with the people he'd be working with, and I got a chance to say hi, and that was about it. Maybe, how you doing? A little bit like this. But it didn't take me long to realize after he said hi back and chatted, it's like, well, we're hiring this guy. And then I find out he's in the Guard. And I'm going, well, then now I'm doubly hiring you, because the skill set that you guys get when you're in the Guard, communication, essential skills for just surviving, figuring out skills, it's like, done, send me more. And so it was a no-brainer. And so he would just tell us, I can't come in, I'm testing in Grand Forks, or I'm testing in Jamestown, or I'm testing, and go, fine. And I'm okay with that, because I didn't think, when Nathan said, hey, I nominated you for this award and you get to jump out of a Black Hawk helicopter, I'm going, well, that's cool. Then apparently COVID messed that up. So I kind of thought, well, I don't understand. I mean, to me, an employer, it's your obligation. It's like his obligation to go serve because he signed up for it. And it's my obligation to let him go serve because I knew he was in the Guard when he took the job. So to me, it was to me, it's an award that I really didn't think I deserved, because it's just being an employer of a Guard person, that's what you expect. But I'm really honored to have you all on today and talk to you guys from all parts of the state. And
Yeah.
it's pretty special. I'll tell you what, that pin's going to get put on more than you think.
Okay, well, thank you,
So
Perry.
thank you.
And, you know, I don't know how many employees you have, but a lot of this is really tough on a small employer. When you got one or even you got two people that leave, and like Nathaniel said, I don't know if I'm gone 10 days, 4 weeks, or a year. So, and you mentioned the helicopter. Are you flying helicopters, Nathaniel?
Me?
No, I was air assault and all that, so I was just giving him a hard time and all that. But
Okay. Well,
giving
you
him
know,
false promises.
Well, he actually said you'd have to climb up, because if you come down, you got to climb back up. I'm going, I haven't worked out with Dave at Courts Plus, so probably can't do that.
well, if things all clear up, hopefully Jeanette will be able to do a boss lift, and we'll put you on one of those Black Hawks.
And
It'll
I
take you up
would
to
rappel
Grand-
down. I've climbed a fair amount of mountains in my life, so
You
rappelling's actually.
have to put a seat belt on, by the way. So
Oh yeah, well, I hate to tell you, I've been in a helicopter more than I want to. Well, no, I go into the helicopter for reasons I want to be there.
that's right.
To put a pair of long
You
skis
want,
on.
you want to do this, you'll go up in Camp Grafton and do a tour up there and come back and have lunch up there.
He said I have to peel potatoes for like a day. Is that true?
I think they might have you go up the day before.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you again, Perry, for you and your employers and all that they do. Colonel Baker, got a few words for us?
Absolutely. First of all, proud of Nathaniel for putting in this award. You know, I've been in the military for 32 years, part of the North Dakota National Guard for 24, and not all employers. I understand what you said, that you feel like that's an obligation or even a duty. Not all employers feel that way. A lot of the times, there are people who legitimately say, I'm paying you. I've agreed to pay you to be here, so please be here. So we appreciate your perspective and your willingness to let Nathaniel join us as we serve both our state and our nation. It's an amazing thing to be part of the National Guard. And if you've ever looked at the National Guard Minuteman, you'll see that he's holding a rifle in one hand and letting go of a plow in the other. And the reason for that is simple, that he works day in and day out until he's called on for a need. And in the National Guard, we serve two masters, right? We serve the President of the United States when we're ordered to, and when that's not happening, we serve the governor of the state of North Dakota. And when there's a need such as a flood or some disaster that tears through a town, like a tornado or something of that fashion, or most recently the COVID scenario, where our Department of Health is not established or set up in a fashion to be able to facilitate all of the testing and treatment sites that we need in North Dakota. So the North Dakota National Guard steps up and helps to facilitate that. And we can't do that without quality soldiers and airmen to assist us. And Nathaniel is one of those. And we can't have those guys unless you let them go. And so we sure appreciate that. We appreciate your efforts in helping the North Dakota National Guard respond to this COVID crisis. And again, I tried to get myself down there to see you. Sergeant Major and myself, we enjoy going to these things in person, typically a little bit fancier dressed than this to make a little bit more out of it than because it's a big thing. It's a big thing to us. Hopefully it's a big thing to you. And Nathaniel didn't tell you that he was going to push you out of a helicopter, I hope.
No, I was going to do it on my own
You're gonna push yourself
with a
out.
harness and rappel down to a barbecue.
Perry's
No
done that
ropes.
Kevin Johnston, FaceTime video.
Uh-oh.
That's my son.
All right.
Sorry. Thank you, Colonel. We appreciate it. I hope we didn't cut you off there, but
Oh, that's quite all right.
Perry has climbed the mountains. He's skied. He's sailed in the Bahamas. He's a world traveler. I'm not on his Facebook, but I understand he has have pictures there all the time.
Well, you only get one chance, so.
Yeah, that's right. Now a couple words from our volunteers, or I call them the Dickinson twins now. Go ahead, Paul. Oh, you're muted.
Unmute. Thank you, Janet. If you put that up. Can you hear me now?
I hear you.
Now
Sure.
you hear me. Hello from Dickinson. We'll do it one more time. And you're right. There's two of us now. Sergeant Major, Command Sergeant Major. Am I saying that right? I apologize if I've got it is correct that way. Okay. But anyway, it is truly rewarding to be a part of and participate with Patriot Award ceremonies. I've been involved with a few of them, and they're terrific. If anybody wants to show an example of Americans, here we are. Here we are. And God bless us, and God bless you all for doing that. And Nathaniel, with the National Guard, thank you very much for nominating Perry. And Perry, thank you for all you've done for our country. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Scott.
Well, good morning, everybody. So I just want to say thanks to the ESGR. I mean, they volunteer to do this, like was previously mentioned, and the time you guys spent doing this is typically unpaid, and the number of hours you put in, nobody may never know. So thanks for what you do for this valuable program. Specialist needs, I want to commend you for putting in your employer. I know this is something that Colonel Baker and myself, we push out to the soldiers to make sure we're recognizing those that go above and beyond. And certainly it has sounded like Rust sells, and Mr. Rust has done that. So the word patriot means someone who loves their country, right? And somebody who serves in their country must realize the sacrifice they're making and the love they do have for this country. But then people like Mr. Rust, you love your country because you're allowing those that serve to do what they need to do. And just few-minute conversation that we've had this morning, Mr. Rust, you certainly are a patriot, and I just want to thank you on behalf of the battalion and the North Dakota National Guard for doing what you're doing for our young soldier there. So thank you all, and have a good day.
Thank you, Scott, and great to have you with us. It's always good to have more support from throughout the state when we do these. So again, thank you to all of you. Jeanette, thank you. You got a few words to tell us? She's our boss, by the way.
No, I don't have anything to add.
No, nothing. Okay. Well, again, thank you, Perry and Nathaniel. Great to see both of you there.